Today, y'all are coming along with me for the chaotic day in my life. My husband leaves for work around 7:30, and then I try to be as productive as possible and get started on the right foot before my son wakes up. He's 6 months old now, and he's been sleeping through the night since he was about 2 months old, but recently he's been sleeping a little bit later in the mornings, so I try to get as much done as I can. Here I'm just putting some clothes away and cleaning up his nursery a little bit, waiting for him to wake up. And then he finally does, and we do a diaper and an outfit change. And then we sit down in the peaceful nursery away from the dogs, and we have a bottle. And then speaking of the dogs, it's time to go down to the barn, and they're very excited about it. Hemi's still riding in the cart while he is recovering from his TPLO. He is about 10 weeks into recovery and doing really, really well. As I'm pulling into the barn, I'm doing visual checks, making sure everything is in order, making sure everyone's okay and did okay over the night. And then we're getting feed ready. And y'all, if you hear my son in the background, he is just discovering all the different noises he can make, and he really likes making noise while I'm trying to do voiceovers. While the grain soaks, I make sure everyone gets their fly sprays, ointments, medications, eyes checked under fly masks, all that good stuff. And then I lock up all the horses into their stalls that need to be locked up and make sure grain gets dropped. I'll hopefully have an updated barn tour going up very soon so y'all can kind of see more of the setup. And then go out and feed pasture horses and do the same thing, fly spray, check eyes, check legs. All the while, the little cutie here makes sure his toes stay firmly attached. I'll have a more in-depth video coming out soon about just different things I do to keep the baby safe and well managed while I'm working the barn. But he is strapped into the Kubota cart, the barn cart, the feed cart, whatever you want to call it. While I do this, I do the same thing for lower barn here, lock everyone in their individual stalls to feed, make sure everyone gets their correct grain, all soaked and fans on. That's about all my boy dogs can take as far as exercise and heat, so they get put back in the house and Bonnie gets to go down to the second barn with me. If you haven't seen my previous videos, this is my neighbor's beautiful, gorgeous barn that they're allowing me to use for quarantine purposes for my mare and filly, and I also have Diesel and Duncan down here now just to keep them company. Also, pack and plays are the bane of my existence, and they make it sound so easy to use when in fact they are so incredibly difficult. But I brought this one down here for baby containment purposes, and then I ended up never even really using it because he hates it. So like I mentioned, Diesel and Duncan are down here temporarily. I should have everyone coming home within the next week or so, but they're really enjoying their little vacation stay down here. And they're pretty good about going right into their stalls. They're very, very food motivated, which is nice. I've just been putting them in the stalls to eat, and then they go right back out because the airflow is so wonderful here. They really don't have any reason to stay in the stalls, and they really enjoy being turned out. Diesel's currently fighting a what we'll call self-mutilation injury to his leg from impatiently banging his leg against the wall. Nothing major, but just a nasty little wound that is getting much, much better. But I went ahead and put his ice boot on to try and help get the swelling down. And then it was time for the mayhem. My mare is doing really, really wonderful. She's an angel on earth. But this thing, on the other hand, is just a little firecracker. A couple of days ago, she got some kind of weird bite or something, and it just didn't look quite right, so we're trying to hit her with a couple rounds of antibiotic just to be safe. Mind you, she was not halter broke before this, so it's been a battle. So what I've been doing is locking Mama in the stall, and that way she stays close to Mama, but I can kind of handle her a little bit better. At this point, Bo started getting really upset. He was getting sleepy and hungry, but like I mentioned earlier, he hates that pack and play. So I called reinforcements, called my mom to come hold Bo while I handled this baby. I'm really excited to show you guys the progress she's made with halter training since I actually filmed this video, but it was a little chaotic this day. I had put Mom in that stall and I used that corner to my advantage, and I had to essentially grab her, corner her, and tail twitch her, and also hold her head, but also give her a shot in the butt all by myself. And she was also taking oral Banamine at this time of this video. I got that in her. This was definitely the most successful day I had giving the shot by myself. I had also gotten kicked in the hand a couple days before this, so my hand was essentially useless, and that's my dominant hand. So it was just not a fun time altogether, but she's gotten so much better about it, and she's being such a good girl, and she's really, really trying, and she's a very quick learner. Then I had to go over and give some oral antibiotics to Diesel for his leg and take care of his leg, and then you can see my mom holding Bo there, and Duncan apparently messing with the light. They're all so chaotic. At the time of this video, he still had a little bit of swelling. It's now completely gone, and we're just working on healing the wound. But I just cleaned it up a little bit, made sure his compression sock was clean, put some Wonder Dust in it and a gauze pad on top, and then I put his fly boots back on top to try to prevent him from further mutilating the leg, trying to stomp flies. And then he's getting his double bell boots because his feet are even more unstable than his mental state. Out you go. These two go back out together. They are in the pasture next to the mare and filly with a little bit of space in between them because they're all psychotic and they all try to die all together, and it's very overwhelming. Anyways, look how cute my mom is with Bo and the baby filly, who still doesn't have a name because I'm the worst. Mom and filly also get some alfalfa. She really needs a bath. And then it was time to get a bottle for the little gremlin. Once he had a full tummy and was significantly happier, it was time for his big nap of the day. As soon as I put him down, I tried my best to start getting things done around the house. He's been really inconsistent with his napping lately. He either sleeps all day or he wants to play all day and refuses to nap. But as long as he's not grumpy from not napping, I kind of just let him roll on. Today I was really lucky to have a really long nap. It got to the point where I was cleaning and cleaning until I couldn't clean anymore, and he still wasn't awake. So I just roll on with whatever I get for the day. And then my husband came home for lunch from work, and all he wanted to do was play with his cat. And he just loves this cat. He ended up waking up after like maybe 2.5 hours of napping, which was really, really good for him. But it gets to the point where I kind of miss him, you know? So he woke up and was ready for a bottle and ready for playtime. He chilled out on his bouncer for a little bit because the cat's had his swing. And then we had to go do some more farm chores. We went down to the neighbors, not the same neighbors as the barn, but the other neighbors, and let her dogs out. She's got 3 Aussies and a Great Pyrenees. Hi, loves. And also a bunch of sheepies. And I had to bottle feed one, which is totally like the highlight of my day. I, however, am not the highlight of this sheep's day. She unfortunately needed to get an injection as well, and while her mom is at work, I am on the rotation schedule to give her that injection. She's so good about it. She's such a good little sport. And then I needed to run some errands, so of course that means stopping for coffee first. Made a quick run through the grocery store just to get a couple of things, some things for dinner and some more fruit for the baby. We get home, have a little fruit break, which one cat is absolutely obsessed with. And we have another bottle, and then my husband gets home and starts playing with the baby.
He loves it.
Is that funny, Boo Boo? His socks are coming off.
And then it's back down to the barn to do everything all over again, but this time with my husband's help. Hey, Mama. And then back down to the neighbor barn to see the boys and Mama and Philly. You're still missing a fly, Blue buddy. You good? Everyone behave. Don't die overnight. I love you. Oh, Bonnie Lou. Bonnie rolled in something dead, so she had to get a bath. And then it was time for our evening routine, dinner, bath time, and apparently my husband wanted to play with his cat in Bo's bouncer. So that happened. I don't know. But that's my day. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching.